Welcome guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel once again. My name is Gratitude and I hope you're having a wonderful time. So for today's video, imagine you're an average Nigerian youth. You're not really making so much, but you want to get yourself a car, something cool and exciting, but you don't have so much money to spend on it, or you don't want to spend so much money on it. Then this video is for you, because I actually saw a comment on my previous video asking me to make a list of some of the cheapest cars you can buy in Nigeria. So this video is actually in response to that comment. So without any further ado, I'll get right into it. But before I go into it, let me just take a second to explain to you how I was able to come up with the ranking of these cars, okay? So to judge the performance of a car, one has to look at several aspects like the horsepower, the handling, the comfort, and other aspects of the car like that. Okay, so for the ranking of this video, I came up with a system called price per horsepower. All right, so it's basically how much you get, how much you pay for per horsepower of the car. So for example, if I say the car is 10,000 naira per horsepower, it simply means I'm buying a horse for 10,000 naira. okay. It simply means I'm paying 10,000 naira for each horsepower of the car. So I was able to rank it based on that. So here's 12 of the cheapest cars you can buy in Nigeria right now. And at number 12, we have the 2003 BMW X5. Now, this car, I was able to find one for 1.2 million naira. But for 1.2 million naira, you get a four-wheel drive, 3.0 liter engine, 225 horsepower, 214 pound-feet of torque. Okay, now I know it's quite expensive judging the price, but why this car was able to make it to this list was because of the price per horsepower. Okay, so this car does 5,333 naira per horsepower, which is better, I can say, than most other cars I've seen out there. Okay, at number 11, we have the 2005 Volkswagen Golf 4. Now this car, if you know the Golf 4, you know that it's a pretty cool car. Okay, this car comes in at 600,000 naira, so it's quite cheap. And for that, you get 115 horsepower, 2.0 liter inline 4 engine. You have 122 pound-feet of torque, an average of 24 miles per gallon, and 5-speed manual gearbox, although it's front-wheel drive, so I think you won't really be getting enough of that rear wheel action. Okay, but the Golf 4 is a really cool car. Okay, in at number 10, we have 2003 Mercedes-Benz C200. This costs 850,000 naira. For that, you get a 2.6 liter engine, 168 horsepower, 177 pound-feet of torque, rear wheel drive, and a 6-speed manual gearbox. Okay, so for those of you who still like the old-fashioned stick shifting, just like me, I think this car is for you. But you won't really be doing that much of having fun in it because of Nigerian roads. Yeah, except if you stay somewhere like in Abuja or those places where they have good roads. But if you stay in other places where the roads are not so good, the ground clearance of this car isn't something to brag about. Okay, at number 9, we have 1999 Ford Focus. Okay, this car is 650,000 naira, and for that you get yourself a 2.0 liter inline 4 engine, 130 horsepower, 128 pound-feet of torque, front wheel drive, 5-speed manual gearbox, and this car has actually made a name for itself over at US, but it's yet to prove itself in Nigeria. But I must say it's quite a cool car. Although it has a senior brother, but the senior brother is too expensive to make its name, to make it this list. Yeah, the senior brother is a Ford Focus RS, which is kind of like the performance version of the Ford Focus, but it's too expensive to make this list. And for that, you get 5,000 naira per horsepower, which I must say, buying a horse at 5,000 naira is quite cheap. Yeah. At number 8, we have the 2006 Honda Civic. Now, I personally think the exterior look of this car is kind of nice, yeah, and the interior as well. It has a 1.8 inline 4 engine with 140 horsepower, 128 pound-feet of torque, an average of 30 miles per gallon. So yeah, it's also quite considerate on your pocket in terms of fuel. Okay, and a 5-speed automatic gearbox, front-wheel drive. It weighs 1,248 kilograms. For all this, you pay a sum of 675,000 naira, which is quite cheap when you think of it, but also cheaper when you consider it in price per horsepower aspect, which is also 4,821 naira per horsepower. Now, I think for this car, that's a very cool price. At number 7, 2000 Toyota Camry, aka Pencilite. Yep, for that you have to pay 590,000 naira. You get a 2.2 liter inline 4 engine as well, 136 horsepower and 150 pound-feet of torque, 4 front-wheel drive, and the 5-speed automatic gearbox. It also comes with a 5-speed manual gearbox if you like the traditional stick shift. Okay, it has front-wheel drive, like I said earlier, and it weighs 1,360 kilograms. At number 6, we have 2001 BMW 325i. Now, if you know BMW 3 Series, you know that they have an M-Power performance version, which is a BMW M3. But unfortunately, the BMW M3 is too expensive to make this list, so we just have to settle for what we can. I was able to find one of these for 750,000 naira. Yes, and for that you get a 2.5 liter inline 6 engine, 184 horsepower with 175 pound-feet of torque. This car will do 0 to 60 miles per hour in 6.9 seconds, and flat out you can reach a top speed of 149 miles per hour. Now, this guy gives you rear-wheel drive, just like the Mercedes C200. So if you want some rear-wheel action, of course you can have it. It's a really cool car, especially considering the fact that BMW and Mercedes have been dominating the automobile industry for quite a long time now. So one of your ways to break into that class of cars, the Mercedes, the BMWs, is through the BMW 3 Series. And I must say, to have a 3 Series is actually a very cool car to have. Now, for that you pay 4,076 naira per horsepower, and that is a bargain if you ask me, because I'm buying a horse for 4,076 naira. At number 5, we have the 2004 Honda Accord, aka End of Discussion. Yep, End of Discussion has made it to this list today, costing the sum of 650,000 naira, and also price per horsepower aspect, it costs 4,062 naira. So yeah, you have a 2.4 liter inline 4 engine, 160 horsepower and 161 pound-feet of torque. You also have front-wheel drive, and it weighs 1,414 kilograms, and all that in that sleek, beautiful looking body. Although it's quite old, but I'll say with old comes maturity, so it's quite mature. Anyway, I feel the car is quite beautiful and sleek, although not really good for Nigerian roads. But I must say, Honda provides very durable engines. So for a car that cheap, you really get good engine reliability, and I must say, I must commend Honda for that. At number 4, we have the 2003 Mercedes-Benz ML 350. Now, that, when it was made, was a very close competitor to the BMW X5. Okay, as we all know, BMW and Mercedes, like, they are just going neck and neck with each other. So one produces a car and the other produces a close competitor to it. So I must say, for the BMW, for the Mercedes-Benz ML350, you pay the sum of 900,000 naira, which seems expensive, but when you look at it from price per horsepower range, it is 3,879 naira. So I must say it's quite cheap. Okay, for that you get a 3.7 liter V6, 232 horsepower, which is considerably more than the 225 the BMW provides. Okay, 254 pound-feet of torque, 5-speed automatic gearbox, 4-wheel drive. Okay, this is all-time 4-wheel drive. Okay, and you can also have 15 miles per gallon, which is not really nice or cool like that, but I must say what it lacks in fuel consumption, it makes up for in price, all right, and performance as well. So yeah, that's our number 4 car for today. And number 3 today, we have the 2003 Peugeot 406 Coupe. Now, many of you know the Peugeot 406, okay, the 4-door version, but in this video we're going to be looking at the 2-door version. Why? Because the 4-door version is actually too expensive for this list. Okay, so we're going to be looking at the 2-door version, and for that you have to pay the sum of 500,000 naira, which is really cheap considering the fact that you get a 2.0 liter engine, inline 4, 138 horsepower, 140 pound-feet of torque, an average of 27 miles per gallon, 4-speed automatic gearbox, front wheel drive. Okay, it weighs 1,370 kilograms. So when you look at the power to weight ratio, I think you're going to get considerably good performance. Although from front wheel drive vehicles, I must say I'm really biased towards rear wheel drive. Okay, I just think they are way cooler and more exciting than front wheel drive vehicles, but that doesn't make front wheel drive vehicles not cool. Okay, they're still cool front wheel drive vehicles, like our number 2 car for today, which is the 2007 Volkswagen Passat. Okay, that's keyless entry and front wheel drive, just like the Peugeot 406 Coupe. It has a 2.0 liter inline 4 engine, gives you 200 horsepower, 207 pound-feet of torque. Okay, an average of 22 miles per gallon, which is quite good. 6-speed automatic gearbox and front wheel drive as well. So for all that, you're going to be paying the sum of 700,000 naira, which is already quite cheap before looking at the price per horsepower, which is just 3,500 naira. So basically you're buying the car for 3,500 naira. Now, our number 1 car for today is, drum roll please. Okay, we have no drummer in the house. The 2002 Jeep Grand Cherokee Limited. Okay, now for this you have to pay 550,000 naira, and for that you get a 4.0 liter inline 6, produces 195 horsepower, 230 pound-feet of torque, 17 miles per gallon. You have a 4-speed automatic gearbox and you have 4-wheel drive. Okay, so in terms of placement, I would say this one should be placed with the Mercedes ML and the BMW X5. Okay, but for the purpose of this video, it is our number 1 car today. Why? Because of the price per horsepower. Okay, this car costs 2,820 naira per horsepower, and when you look at the power to weight ratio, it is quite light compared to the other 2 SUVs in this video. So yeah, there you have it. That is my 12 cheapest cars in Nigeria to buy right now. Okay, so if you're looking to buy a car, you don't have so much money to spend, you can just go out and pick one of these. Okay, I was able to find all these on gg.com. So if you're looking to buy a car, you can check out the website. Some of you might be wondering, okay, why is it that most of all these cars they are quite old? They are quite old. But you know, the older a car is, the more it loses price value. Okay, so that doesn't stop them from still being durable. Some are still very durable and exciting. So guys, that's it for today's video. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like and share this video, and also comment below. Tell me which of the cars on this list is your favorite and which of them you think you're planning to buy. Okay, and most of all, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. See you guys in the next video, but until then, bye bye.
It's a Play Mice production.